Good morning from Bentsen-Rio Grande State Park. I'm realizing that I probably pronounced yesterday's state park wrong the whole time. It's by saying grande instead of grand, so apologies if I screwed that one up.
We got here pretty early this morning, which is great. We also rented some bikes, which is also going to be fun.
And I promise we're going to try to do a better job of filming this time. I realized after the last park that we rented bikes that we were more so enjoying the bikes. Kind of forgot about the camera, so we're going to try to do a better job today.
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to head to the hawk tower.
Yes. They said the guy out there that counts hawks is out there right now because they're usually active in the morning. It's on the other side of the park, so we're going to try to book it over there. I also forgot to mention that this is another one of the World Birding Center parks. There are 9 in total, and we've hit 3 this weekend, so that's pretty cool.
Don't fall over.
I'm going to try really hard. Make no promises.
There's worse ways to get around. We're having technical difficulties right now. The GoPro froze, so Lydia's trying to figure that out. More technical difficulties.
It's very frustrating. I am not the most technologically inclined. So we had this problem at the second park we saw this weekend, where it says the SD card is having a problem. So then we got back to the hotel and I tried to replicate that problem and I couldn't, and everything was working just fine. But now that we're back out here and need it, it's doing it again. So I don't know.
Okay, so they actually gave us bike locks for these, which is great. The last place we were at where we rented bikes, they didn't give us bike locks. They were like, oh, just leave them. And we're always kind of worried about them getting stolen. So it's really cool they give us bike locks. The bikes themselves, the rental was $5 a piece, and you have to leave a $10 deposit that you get back when you return the bikes. So it was like, $10.
So we didn't see, we saw one hawk right at the end up on the hawk tower. However, there's like a whole marsh wetland down below it. You can see tons of birds. There's a really nice guy up there. If you come in the mornings, usually there'll be somebody out here counting the hawks in September and October, and then again like starting in March. And he was super helpful, pointed out all kinds of birds, gave me tons of apps to look into if I want to learn more about birding, which I do. I'm super excited. So this was a really neat place to come. If you're at this park, come to the hawk tower, come early. He said he's usually here for like 3 hours in the morning starting around 8 o'clock. So come early if you want help identifying birds and just seeing some really cool stuff. The Hawk Observation Tower branches off of the Rio Grande Trail, so we're just going to go ahead and do this loop. It's 1.8 miles. It's got a nice clear walkway. Hopefully it'll be really shady all the way through. So we're still on the Rio Grande Trail. We're coming back around to where the hawk tower is. And 2 hawks just showed up and started circling and calling to each other. And they make the coolest sound. And now there's a whole bunch of birds flying around out there. I'm sure they're probably all just buzzards. But it's just like boom, out of nowhere. Tons of them. We just finished the Rio Grande Trail. We're gonna take the outer loop that you can ride the bikes on all the way back around to headquarters. Hopefully buy a cold beverage because we drank all of our water. And then we'll come back out and hike some more trails and cycle the inner loop. You can't take your bikes on the trail. I can't remember if we mentioned that, but the area inside that you used to be able to drive on is still here and paved, and that's where you can ride your bikes. It's really, really nice.
Hey, turtle. Go, little turtle.
Easy turtle. This is the first turtle we've seen. Like out. We saw a couple yesterday that were in the water kind of coming up and getting a snack. But that was the first one out on the road.
Lydia is the kind of person who, if she sees a turtle in the middle of the road, will make me pull over so she can get the turtle out of the road.
Thanks, Dad.
We found ice cream. We need some water too, so we stopped in at the visitor center and got some water, and Lydia got some cookies, and I got a Klondike bar, which I've never had before, which is very good.
I got a flat tire. He's gonna go see if he can find me another wheel to replace it. But I don't know. It's the only bikes there are. I got a new bike. Okay, we just finished up on our snack back at the headquarters. I have a new bike. Hooray! We only have an hour left before we need to return them, so we're gonna go cycle the inner loop and then maybe walk one of the short trails, but we don't want to be late returning them because I don't know what type of fee that incurs. So we have an hour. Let's go see stuff. So they're kind of fading. Oh, there they go. All these bird noises behind me. We just stopped and talked to one of the ladies that works here, and they're great kiss-kitties, and you can hear their call. They kind of go, kiss-kitty, kiss-kitty, and they're bright yellow. They're like super, super vibrant with a little bit of black on their face and their wings. But I'm learning so much about birds. I'm so excited. I'm sure you got that right on camera too.
Hope so. Camera. Don't look at the camera.
Just gonna hit the face of the bug. So cool. I finally got a picture of one. But it's really dark. But at least I'll know. Great kiss, kitty. We are on the inner loop now. I think this was probably where all the RV camping used to be, but you can't do that anymore. You can't even drive in the park. You have to park outside and then walk in. So this is just like another fun inner loop that you get to ride your bikes on, or walk if you want to. This is just outside of the headquarters office that you check in at. If you come out the back door, there's this awesome hummingbird feeder station, and they are going nuts out here. There's also an administrative building down the way, and then I think this one over here has exhibits and things in it, so we're gonna go check it out because we haven't looked at any of these buildings yet. And then I think we're probably just gonna come watch hummingbirds for like 12 hours. So the room to my right is a meeting room that you can rent out. It's got a big projector, it's just big open space. And then the room to my left is the exhibit hall, and it's open, so we're gonna go see what's inside. Park recap. Bentsen-Rio Grande State Park is really, really beautiful.
My favorite thing that we did here was rent the bikes again.
Cool.
I just like riding bicycles. I think it's a great way to see the park if you want to see it quickly and like just get to the places you want to get to without having to walk. You can definitely just ride right up to the path and then jump on the path and just walk wherever you need.
And also, it's a really easy bike ride with the road system still in place here from when you could drive through the park and RV camp. So it's a really easy bike ride. It's really wonderful.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite parts, and I wish I'd have come better prepared for it, was the Hawk Tower. That was really, really cool. And like I said earlier, if you get here early in the day during certain months, there's somebody up there that can kind of help you identify the birds that you're seeing, which is really cool.
And the guy that we saw up there had told us, like, today was a slow day.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't hardly see any, but the day before he saw...
like 2,200 raptors.
And he's only there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, with birds, it's always a luck of the draw type thing, but
From
definitely
what
check
he
it
was
out.
saying, September, October are really big months, and so it's March, April. So if you want to come see the birds, maybe try those months. Another thing that I really, really love about this park is there are benches everywhere. They're on the biking trails, they're on the hiking paths. They also have these like really pretty canvas covered swings that you can sit in. Those are really, really cool. And even up at the visitor center, there's tons of outdoor seating.
And speaking of the visitor center, they've got some hummingbird feeders all the way around. You can actually sit in kind of the break area inside of an air conditioned building and just look through the windows and watch. I mean, maybe like 2 dozen.
I would say 2 dozen easy.
Easy, just flying around, as I'm sure you've seen.
Yeah.
We sat there for quite some time.
We're a little obsessed.
And they're just beautiful to watch, and it's just interesting to watch so many of them interact with each other. So definitely check that out.
Probably one of my favorite parts of the entire park is just watching the birds and the wildlife. Also, quick note, we've seen more snakes here than we have at any other park.
We have.
So just keep that in mind. I think for the majority they were probably all grass snakes,
Yeah.
but we saw a lot of snakes.
So when we started this vlog, we decided that it was going to be all about travel, and that's all we're really about. However, we feel like we need to mention that this park is very close to the Texas and Mexico border, like very close, so much so that when we entered the park, we could actually see the border wall. And there is a presence of the Border Patrol here. Probably about 60, maybe 80% of the time, there's a helicopter just flying around.
Yeah.
Also, we ran into several Border Patrol officers just in their trucks driving through the park. No one messed with us, no one bothered us. It's just something that we want you guys to be aware of if you decide to come out.
It doesn't change the value of this park. It doesn't have an effect on your time here, but just be aware that there is a presence here. They are driving through the park. And really them and the Texas wildlife people are the only people driving in the park. But we did get a little complacent sometimes because we know they're not cars in there, and then all of a sudden there's a car coming at us. So just be aware that there are vehicles there. Yeah,
like all over
the road.
So.
You know, just having a great time, and then boom, there's a truck coming at us. So just keep that in mind. The helicopter was interesting. It just kind of turned into background noise after a while, but it was just definitely something that's here. Yeah. But I mean, really though, it's a beautiful park. We highly recommend coming. Try to come peak migration season. I know it's going to be busy, but I'm really regretting that we didn't do that because the birds here that we've seen already are phenomenal. You can see so much. Another really quick mention, there is no driving or RV camping in here, but they do have 10 primitive camping spots in case you want to hike in and camp. There is no water, no electricity, but there is like a shower block and bathroom out there that you can use. That wraps up our time here at Bentsen-Rio Grande State Park. It's beautiful. Definitely come out if you can.
Do us a favor and like this video, comment if you have any comments, and subscribe if you want to see any more Texas State Parks or anything else that we're up to.
We really appreciate it.